Hello everybody. So in today's video we are going to make an Instapot recipe. Technically this recipe can be made in the Dutch oven. This meant to be in the Dutch oven, but I do not have one, so I'm going to use it in the Instapot. It can also be made in the slow cooker. So today we're making beef short rib pasta. So I already got my stuff set up here. Got the Instapot out. All the stuff I need for the recipe. I did dice up the vegetables already off camera. I'm going to be doubling this recipe, so I'm going to give you the measurements for all the ingredients for 1 times the recipe, but if you see me putting in a lot, that's because I'm doubling the recipe. I plan to freeze half of it. So yes, so this is 1 medium onion, this is 1 carrot and 1 stalk of celery diced. So I'm just heating up my pan here with some olive oil. I did buy a new pan for all those that were telling me my Teflon was bad. So I bought a stainless steel one. I haven't replaced all of my pans yet, just this one. Okay, so we're going to start with searing some these are simmering beef short ribs. So like I said, I have double here. So you need about, in the recipe it says 2.5 pounds, 2 to 2.5 pounds. Let's pull out a plate. I got these on sale last week at the grocery store, and I thought this was a perfect time to make this recipe. I've wanted to make this recipe for a very long time, so it's a perfect opportunity. Okay, let me get a cloth. So I'm just going to season it with some salt and pepper before we sear them. Okay, let's do it with this end. Okay. So, like I was saying, this recipe is supposed to be made in the Dutch oven, but the recipe that I'm going to post for you guys, you can make it in the Instapot or the crock pot, slow cooker. I had debated putting it in the slow cooker, but I think I'm going to use it in the Instapot. I've been wanting some recipes that were really good for the Instapot, so I figured we'd try that. Okay. So we're just going to sear the short ribs. Before we put them into the Instapot here. Get a good sear on them. There we go. You can sear these in the Instapot as well, but with how many I'm doing, I wanted to do it in something a little bit larger. You just use the saute setting on the Instapot. I love this pan. I actually bought this pan, the skillet, from Winners. Just want to try and get a little bit of a sear on all sides. The idea isn't to cook it straight through. We're just searing in the juices. Okay, I think these are almost good. Give that one a little bit more of a sear. Okay, let's put these right into the Instapot. Okay. Okay, we've got all those in. Now we're going to dump all of the celery and the onions and the carrot into the saute pan. Okay. Just going to saute these a bit. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit. Getting all the bits off the bottom. It's all flavor. Okay, so we're just going to let those simmer for a couple minutes. Okay, let's add the garlic. We need 4 cloves of garlic. So I have garlic paste, so I'll just do a rough amount here. If I get extra garlic, that's okay. We love garlic. Okay, mix that around. Okay, so now we're going to use a dry red wine. I'm using Merlot. This is non-alcoholic. I don't really drink, so I'm using non-alcoholic. Need about half a cup. So I'm doubling, so I'm going to put a whole cup in. This is to deglaze the pan. All the brown bits that are on the bottom here. Let me give you a look at the brown bits before we put this in. You see all the brown bits here? That's what we're going to take off the pan with the wine. Okay, so let's add the wine. And we're going to cook this and simmer this for about 3 minutes. It smells delicious. Okay, now let's add the beef broth. So we need about 1 3/4 cups. I'm doubling, so I'm going to do to 3.5 cups. Okay. There we go. Okay, and we're going to let this simmer for a minute while I get the other ingredients ready. Okay, we're going to add some tomato paste. This is the tomato paste that we made together last year. It is so good. We did such a good job, see? Perfect texture. We made this together last year in a video. So that's 2 tablespoons that you guys need to put in for 1 times the recipe. Stir that in. Okay, and now you need 28 ounces of tomatoes. I'm going to drain the juice off of some of these. These are my canned tomatoes we also did last year together. Got most of the juice out. It says to use whole tomatoes, but I'm not a huge fan, and you just end up crushing them with your hand anyways, so I'm just using crushed. I like canning my tomatoes in these small jars. They're more convenient. I don't usually use a ton all at once, so having them in the smaller jars is nice. There we go. I am putting a little bit less than what the recipe says, but if you want to put the full 28, that's good. I love that we're opening quite a few jars of stuff that we've made. Okay, I'm going to let this simmer for a minute, and then we'll add in the spices. Okay, we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of beef bouillon paste. I like better than bouillon. Stuff is really good. So like I said before, I'm adding double. Mix that in. So the only part of this recipe that we're cooking in the Instapot is the beef short ribs and the sauce. The pasta gets added later and cooked just on the stove like regular. This smells delicious. Okay. So we need 3 fresh sprigs of thyme. 1, 2, 3. This is from my garden. The stuff that we planted together. I'm just going to add a little bit extra because these are kind of small. Let's just add it all. We can pick that out later. We need to add half a teaspoon of oregano. So I'm adding a whole one. Half a teaspoon of basil. And 2 bay leaves. See if I can get these out. Let's see here. And there's 1 and 2, and because we're making double, I'm going to add 2 more. Okay, and then we can add some salt and pepper. I'm going to add some salt and pepper now. I'm just going to add a little bit, and then later when it comes out of the Instapot, if we need more, we'll add some more. Do keep in mind we salted the meat. I like to salt and season in layers. bit more. Let's give this a little taste. I'm kind of curious what this tastes like. Let's give it a little taste. Just gonna taste the sauce here. Oh, that's flavorful. Yeah, we're gonna leave the seasoning where it is for now. We'll taste it again once everything's meshed together. It's got a nice tomato taste to it. Okay, let's make sure that I didn't miss any ingredients. It says you can add a pinch of red pepper flakes. My drawer here is a mess, so let's see if I can even find them. Oh, there they are. We'll just add a pinch. I don't want to make it spicy or anything like that. Okay. Let me make sure that I don't have to let this simmer for a little bit longer. Nope, that's it. The only other ingredient that I did not put in here was a Parmigiano Reggiano cheese rind. I don't have anything like that, so I'm going to put some Parmesan on after it's already cooked. So let's put this into the Instapot. Hopefully I can do this without burning myself. I've got a ladle here just in case I need it. Oh, look at that. Perfect amount for the Instapot. Okay, I didn't need the ladle. I'm going to give you a look, show you how full this is. There we go. Okay, so we're going to put this on manual for 35 minutes and it should be done. We're going to let it vent for 15 minutes on top of that. Okay, so once the meat is done in the Instapot, we're going to remove the bones and the bay leaves and any thyme sprigs we can find, and then we're going to cook the pasta. So I will be back once the meat is done in the Instapot. Okay, so the beef spare ribs are done. I'm going to give you a look. Okay, so the sauce is quite liquidy still. So what I'm going to do is, before I take out the bones and separate the meat and everything, I put it on a saute setting, and I'm going to take some of this cornstarch and I'm going to try and thicken the sauce just a bit. I want it to be able to stick to the pasta. So I have it on the saute setting just so it helps thicken the sauce. And then we're going to give it a taste and see if it needs more salt and pepper. So I'll be back once the saute setting is done. So this is a lot thicker. Should stick to the pasta nicely. Let's taste it, see if it needs any more pepper or salt. Oh, the flavors married together really well. I think that's good. It's good the way it is. Okay, so let's take some of these out and get the meat off of them, and then we'll pour some sauce into the pan here, and then we'll get making some pasta. Well, there's one of the bay leaves. Let's take that right out. Take the fatty pieces off. This is pull apart. This is nice. As you can see, comes right apart. It's gonna be delicious. Let's just set that aside. I think this is going to be a huge hit. Huge hit in my house. I'm just going to put this right into my pan here. I rinsed out my pan. How much we're going to have for dinner with our pasta tonight. A lot of them have fell apart already in the container here. I can feel it. If you like the fatty pieces, you can totally leave that in, but I'm not a fan, so I'm just going to take them out with the bone. Oh, that one just fell right apart when I was trying to take it out. These are so nice. Okay, so I'm going to take out these two, and then I'm going to let the other ones stay in there and let them cool down so I can put them in the freezer. I'm going to take the meat off of them too and put them in the freezer. Mix it with some of the sauce. And then I can make this again without having to do the whole process. Fast, easy meal one day. Take that bone out. I think some of the bones fell right out onto the into the bottom of the pot here. And I'm going to ladle the sauce in once we finish the pasta. We'll mix it together. So let's make some pasta. So I just realized that you guys couldn't see me cutting up the meat very well, so I'm going to just show you what it looks like here. I poured some sauce onto it. Look, it fell right apart. Looks so good. Doesn't that look delicious? I just wanted to give you guys a close-up so you could see exactly how well it turned out. Sorry about the lack of view. Okay, let's get on with the pasta. So for this recipe, it calls for pappardelle noodles. It's like a thick cut egg noodle, and they're really long. So we're gonna boil some of these up, and then we're gonna mix the pasta up. Okay. So I don't know how much these packages are gonna make, so I bought 3 of them. It says to cook them for 5 to 7 minutes until they're al dente. I'm thinking 2 packages for my family should be good. Just looking at the noodles here. Yeah, I think 2 is good. I did salt the water as well. Okay, I'm going to let these cook and drain them, and then we'll put them into the beef spare ribs sauce. Okay, this has been boiling for a while, so I'm just going to scoop them right out like this. Put them right into the mixture. I actually made quite a bit of pasta. I always find making pasta a guessing game. But I think I might have guessed perfectly here. I usually make a little bit extra for lunches as well. So, for my fiance to take for his lunch the next day. So it's looking like this is going to be a perfect amount. Get the last remnants here. So I'm not going to do a taste test for this one. Mainly because I've already tasted the sauce twice. So I think it's going to be perfectly okay. Okay, set that aside. Now let's mix all this together. I put extra sauce in here just so it really coats the noodles. And then the rest of what's in the Instapot I'm going to make into a freezer meal. I love freezer meals. They're very convenient for when you're having really busy days. There we go. Okay, so let's put in some Parmesan cheese since we didn't put the cheese rind in. Mix some in. There we go. I think that looks delicious. Just a little bit on top. I usually leave this out for people to put on their own plate as well. And there we go. I'll give you a close-up look. This is the finished product. Doesn't that look delicious? Oh my gosh. I wish you could smell it. It smells divine. So everybody, I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. This one was a pleasure to make for you guys, and it was so delicious, and I hope you guys make it, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.